Hello YouTube, it's me John Avenger once again and welcome. This is my collection video. I'm going to show nearly everything that I have in my DVD and Blu-ray collection. Every film, TV show, wrestling DVD, anything that's not pre-recorded or a bootleg copy if the movie was never released officially on DVD or Blu-ray, or no VHS, because that I don't have a lot anyway. So let's get started. We got these Blu-rays first. These don't have the boxes, so I might be missing one or two, but these are the ones that I could find. I got these two comedies, PG-13 comedies, Mafia and The Crew, from '98 and from the year 2000. I'm not going to do reviews. These are not reviews. I'm just going to go through them quick, because I have a lot, obviously. That pile over there, I got a lot. You got The Squid and the Whale and Running with Scissors. I saw Squid and the Whale's good. I never finished Running with Scissors. I'm not a fan of that actress. What's her name? I forgot. I got the Children of the Corn sequels, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Only the third one is good. The rest of them suck. They're really disappointing. This one I haven't finished because of you know who. Perks of Being a Wallflower on Blu-ray. Yeah, I got this in a yard sale years ago. Just put them down here for now. They won't get scratched because they're scratch resistant. I got the Lost World Jurassic Park. A good sequel. I don't care what anybody says. It's a good sequel. I enjoy this movie for what it is. This is the DVD version. And this is the Blu-ray version. It's a good tin. Collectible tin. It's the only one I need on Blu-ray anyway. I'm probably going to get the first one eventually. Put this one here. Got a pile of these, and none of these are in any particular order because some of the films I have on DVD, some of them I have digitally, and some of them I have on Blu-ray. So this is the Boondock Saints, the first one. I haven't seen the sequel. I haven't heard it was that great. This is a good movie. You got Disturbia. I just got this a few months ago at the dollar store. Really good thriller. Shia LaBeouf does great. David Morse is good in it. Sarah Romer is beautiful. Carrie Ann Moss is a good mom in the movie. It's a good movie. It's basically a updated Rear Window from 15 years ago. It still holds up. You got a Bond movie, the only Bond movie I have on Blu-ray now. Diamonds Are Forever. I'm gonna open this to see if I got anything in there. No, it's just a disc. You got the 21 Jump Street movies, 21 and 22 Jump Street on Blu-ray. You already know what they look like, so I don't have to show that. You got Too Fast, Too Furious, the first steelbook of the franchise I got, and it's got the DVD as well. So that was a good purchase. It was like $10, and this is the sixth one, Too Fast, Too Furious. I mean, Fast and the Furious 6. Really, this is the last good one that had Paul Walker. I did like Furious 7, but it needed to end there. I didn't need Fate of the Furious, Hobbs and Shaw, or Fast 9 because they're cartoons and they're really dumb now. I have Furious 7 somewhere here. Let's do these. You got Men in Black 3. The only one I have on Blu-ray. I have the first two on DVD. I need to get the second one on Blu-ray because it's scratched. Jack Hunter. This is the Lost Treasure of Ugarit. I think that's the first one. Tomb Raider. Yes, Josh, I have this movie on Blu-ray. This is a PS3 box. But this movie is good. I think it's an underrated film. The first Tomb Raider. Cradle of Life is disappointing, and I hated the 2018 movie. But this character, I wasn't crazy about her when I was a kid because it came out on the PlayStation. I didn't play the games, so I just wanted to see this movie on its own. Angelina does fine. It's entertaining, and it's short. It's not 2.5 hours. Sonic the Hedgehog, another great video game movie. This was my favorite movie of 2020. I love the second movie. It's in my top 10 of the year. Can't wait for 3 and Knuckles when that comes out. Great freaking video game movie. Here's the other Jack Hunter movie, The Star of Heaven. This is the last one. The second movie I have on DVD. The what was it called? The Akatome's Tomb or something like that. Yeah, that one I have on DVD. So that one's separate. Here's Bad Boys for Life. This is the third one, Bad Boys 3. Sad what happened to Will Smith, but he'll make a comeback. Hopefully the fourth one will come out in a couple years before I'm 50. Here's the Gamera films, the Gamera box set collection of the 2 Gamera movies. I guess I could take this out. This is Gamera 3, Revenge of Virus, which I warmed up to that. And this is the first two movies, Guardian of the Universe and Gamera 2, Attack of Legion. Good movies. They're definitely better than the 60s Gameras and 70s, I can say that. For sure. Be very careful, I don't want to drop these. Captain Marvel. Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing the new movie next year. Fuck the haters. This is going to be a good sequel. You got Iman, Tiana, my Nubian queen, and Brie Larson as the lead. That's going to be awesome. It's going to be a lot better than some of the MCU Phase 4 movies from last year and from this year. Yeah, I would say Brie's worth my money that I bought for her. Spiders. Yeah, I got these. It's a trilogy. It's Spiders 1, 2, and the 3D movie. All in one set. The DVD, I put it somewhere else because I don't have to show that one. I already got the Blu-ray has all the films as well. Ant-Man and the Wasp, good sequel. I can't wait for WandaMania next year. That's all I'm going to say about that. Guardians of the Galaxy. It's been, like 8 years since this movie came out. It's still good. I'm not a Chris Pratt fan now, but back then he could do no wrong because he shut the fuck up. Now he's too political and he just he should keep his comments to himself. James Gunn did good with this one. Here's the second one, Guardians 2. Love the sequel. Was my favorite movie of 2017 because we got The Last Jedi and I was not a fan of that. I wish that movie never existed. Mortal Engines, an underrated Peter Jackson produced film directed by Christian Rivers. I thought it was underrated. It's not as bad as people say it was. It didn't hit the mark because it came out in December of 2018. It was a packed December. You had Bumblebee, Aquaman, and Into the Spider-Verse. This movie stood no chance. It should have came out in like January or February or something like that of 2019. But, it is what it is. I still think it's underrated. Wakanda Forever, Black Panther, the original. I miss Chadwick Boseman. I'm seeing the sequel. It won't be the same without him, but I still want to see it because I love this movie. It's one of my favorites of 2018. It still holds up really well. This is a used copy, but it'll work. And it's on Blu-ray. I don't have no digital copy, unfortunately. But here's the Piece de Resistance, one of my best Blu-rays. Yeah, it does have it. The transfers and some of the add-ons in this are not needed, but this is the best box set they've done so far. Star Wars, the complete saga. None of the freaking Disney-related bullshit. No Rogue One, no Solo, and no rehash trilogy, just the originals and the prequels. I'll show you this quick. There's Phantom Menace. There's Attack of the Clones, which I think is underrated. The best of the prequels, Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. I love seeing Obi-Wan Kenobi continue from that. The original, which you're never going to top Force Awakens, sorry. One of the best sequels ever made, Empire Strikes Back. And my favorite movie of all time, Return of the Jedi. And these are just the bonus discs. Look at that cool artwork. That is great artwork. People bitched about this box set when it came out 10 years ago, but this is a masterpiece compared to when they did that Skywalker Saga big box set that cost like $200. That's not worth it because it's got garbage in it. And that was the booklet. Yeah, I don't have to show the booklet. I want to be here for hours. That's the real Star Wars that Disney didn't touch. In my opinion. That's how you do it. Alien Resurrection. Yeah, a underrated movie that I think is a guilty pleasure. It has flaws, but compared to some of the Ridley Scott movies after that, like Prometheus and freaking Alien Covenant, no. I'd rather sit through this any day, because at least it's different. It's not rehashing, and it's not as downbeat as Alien 3. Ant-Man, the first one. Love this movie. I think it's underrated. The MCU did a funny, charismatic, lead in Scott Lang, played by Paul Rudd. It's a good movie. I can't wait for the third one, like I said before. Underrated movie again, Incredible Hulk. This should be on Disney Plus. I know it's a Universal movie. I see the logo right there. Look. But it's still Marvel. She-Hulk is coming out in 15 days. Yes, Josh, I'm looking forward to it because I think Tatiana looks gorgeous, okay? Even without the green skin. She's a beautiful woman. Close to my age, a Canadian, and can act. What's the problem here? There's no problems. She's going to be great. This is the one with freaking Edward Norton, not Mark Ruffalo. He never got his own movie. He should, though, because I think it's long overdue. The Last Sharknado. I'm going to do a podcast for this tomorrow, so I'll put it over here. I love that ending of the Sharknado franchise. Resident Evil Damnation. Yeah. This is the second CGI animated movie. Better than the recent Resident Evil show and that last movie that came out last year. This is actually Resident Evil. You got Leon, and you got Ada Wong, I believe. Yeah. And a bunch of characters from the game. And it's short. It's only about 80 minutes long? No, 100 minutes. So 90-something minutes without the end credits. Arrival, a good Denis Villeneuve movie. This is a Denis Villeneuve movie, isn't it? Yeah, it is. It's a good movie. I haven't watched it in a couple years. It's beautiful shot, beautifully shot. It's one of his shortest films, under 2 hours. It's slow, though. This is a very slow movie. This and Blade Runner. But his movies look absolutely gorgeous. I can't wait to get Dune Part 1 on Blu-ray, hopefully this year. The only 4K I have, my sister has Toy Story 4. Spider-Man Far From Home. Great freaking sequel. I'm going to get No Way Home eventually, because I love No Way Home. It was my favorite movie last year. It gave me a lot of hope after a miserable freaking 2020 and subpar 2021. Hopefully the next movie will be great and Miles will finally join the MCU. Homecoming. Love this movie as well. I just did a podcast for it in July. It's still fun. It's still a Spider-Man movie, guys. It's not Iron Man Jr. Give me a break. It was great. X-Men Days of Future Past. The best sequel after X-Men 2. Because 3 sucked. Origins sucked. First Class I thought was boring. This should have been the last one in this canon with Fox. Because it was a great freaking way to end off the characters from the original trilogy of X-Men movies. And unlike First Class, it was not boring. You had a mix of the old cast and the new cast. And it worked. And this is before the Avengers sequels came out, so this is pretty good. It grew on me because when I first saw the theatrical cut of Days of Future Past, I thought it was decent. But the more I watch it, the more I appreciate it compared to what we got later. Apocalypse, which I don't have, fuck that. Dark Phoenix, New Mutants, yeah, they all suck. This one was good. Deadpool. Yes, they just added this on Disney Plus. It's crazy. An R-rated action raunchy comedy is on Disney Plus, and yet we still don't have the Spider-Man movies. But awesome freaking movie. The best Deadpool movie so far. Hopefully 3 will be done well. Here's the sequel. Deadpool 2. Great sequel. Laughed my ass off in the theater watching this. I love Zazie Beetz as Domino. Cable was cool. Great action. Really funny dialogue. Yeah, the villain kind of sucked. I mean, the Russell was kind of a pain in the ass, but again, he's a fat kid from New Zealand. What are you going to do? Logan, the way the X-Men film should have ended with this character. Beautifully shot film, great action, very bloody film, really, really, interesting pacing. My problem was the Spanish, the ending, and I think the villains are kind of weak. They weren't the great villain that Logan was going to fight, but Jackman's great in this. Patrick Stewart's great. X-23, when she's not talking, she does fine. But the Spanish, I didn't think was needed in the film. She's not supposed to be a Spanish character. They just casted one. Spider-Man 2, still my favorite Spider-Man movie. Live action. Because Into the Spider-Verse is great, but it's animated, so it doesn't count. And No Way Home was fantastic. I loved it. But I thought that, the post-credit scene was kind of weak. The beginning was kind of slow. But this one doesn't let up. It's a great villain. It's got an extended cut, which I'm glad. I love watching the extended cut. And it's one of the best sequels ever made by Sony. Shazam! Yep. Can't wait for the sequel in a few months. I love this movie. This is still my favorite DCU movie. Let's hope The Flash does well next year. This was just so charming. Lightning with my hands. Love it. This is what Marvel DC should be a lot more often. Bumblebee, yes. I love Haley Steinfeld. I think she's adorable. Her getting petted on the head. She's just so cute, so feminine, and so human. She's not a cartoon like Shia LaBeouf is or Mark Wahlberg. And I'm going to do a podcast for that soon. Iron Man 3. I have a new appreciation for this movie after seeing Black Widow, Eternals, and even the last Doctor Strange movie, which I did enjoy. But they crammed too much in it and they had to reduce a little bit. And, it was basically about the multiverse. But this movie has grown on me. It's still my second least favorite of the second phase. But I can watch this over freaking Eternals any day. I'm never gonna own that movie. It's boring as hell. I hate it. So freaking dull. Here's the second Iron Man. I think it's underrated. We got Black Widow in this movie, and I love Scarlett Johansson. You know how I feel about her. That woman is the most gorgeous blonde I've ever seen in my life. Scorpion King 3. Yeah, this is a random choice. All new from the producers of The Mummy. Underrated. I think this is a very guilty pleasure movie. Some sexy women in it. You got a decent lead. And, it's not very long. Ron Perlman and Billy Zane are not the leads. They're side characters. Victor Brett Webster is a decent Scorpion King. He's not The Rock, but he has it where it counts. Justice League Dark. Yes, Justice League Dark. Good movie. I just thought that Batman stole the show. I didn't like Constantine. Some of the other characters are very hit and miss, but Batman was the reason to watch that movie. Star Trek Beyond. Yeah, my favorite of the 3 movies that came out between 2009 and 2016. My favorite. I love this. No, JJ didn't direct it. There's no lens flares. It's a great ending for this. I know they're doing another one, but that's going to be rebooted because it's going to be years later, and most of the cast went on to do other things. But this one is a good one. It should not have ended the way... It should not have underperformed because it's good. I actually could see what was going on. King Kong versus Godzilla, the original. This is the dub version because they never released the Japanese version in a single release. It's only on the box set. It's like $150 now. But this is a fun movie. It's cheesy, and thanks to this, we got Godzilla vs. Kong, which I'm going to get soon. Ghostbusters 2, Steelbook. I love this movie. I don't care what anyone says. It's a great sequel to the first one. It makes me give me the feels because I miss Harold Ramis so much. That's the last one he did before he died. Beyond Skyline, an underrated sequel. It's a great sequel. I do like the first one. I know Josh hates it. I get it. It's not for everybody. This sequel was a lot better. R-rated, better cast. Frank Grillo's great. Tony Jaa. This girl's okay. The effects are way bigger than the first one. I got this at the dollar store and it's worth it. I got to see it again. It's been a while. Two-Headed Shark Attack. Yes, this is ridiculous. I know, guys. It's campy, but it's fun. I got this for $1. I need to watch it again. They have it on streaming, so if you want to watch it for free. There's special features on this, believe it or not. A making of and bloopers. It is what it is, guys. Commando, one of Arnold's best 80s films. After Terminator, this is the movie he did, and this is awesome. Great steelbook. The villain is so over the top. Bennett, he's just a cartoon character. I just love when he gets that orgasm, was like, I'm gonna kill you now! I'm like, oh my god. That is too much. New Kids. Yeah, this is not a comedy. This is a horror thriller with, yes, Lori Loughlin from Full House. This is what she did before she was in that sweet, wholesome show. It's a fun movie. Well, it's actually really dark, but it's a good film for the 80s. And I love this artwork. It looks like a VHS cover. I do enjoy this. It should have had special features. That's one of my only gripes about the Blu-ray. Elysium. I'm going to do a podcast for this one day. It's an underrated movie. It's some shaky cam. The ending kind of sucks, and it's also Spanish in it. Just like it's got the same problems that I had with Logan, except that movie didn't have shaky cam. This has a little bit too much. Next time, director, don't shake the camera. It's directed by what's his name? Neil Blomkamp. Would love to see him do another movie that's not set in South Africa. We get it, dude. You're from there. We get it. We all got that. You're from South Africa. Have pride, but don't make every movie there. Source Code, good sci-fi movie with Jake Gyllenhaal. He can act. Yeah. Interstellar, the last great Christopher Nolan movie in my opinion. I haven't seen Dunkirk, Tenet, or Oppenheimer. I have no interest. If Binto's in it, I have no interest. This movie is gorgeous, guys. This is Nolan's most beautiful film. It's one of his longest, but it is fantastic. If you haven't seen Interstellar, watch this. I think it's on streaming now. You can watch it. I think it's on Paramount Plus. This is a Warner Brothers movie. Yeah, right? No, that's a Paramount movie. Gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. The visuals in this movie just blow my freaking mind. Frenzy. It's a shark movie. Yeah, the Blu-ray and the DVD are stuck together for now. I'll just get a 2-disc set and I can put it in that. That's Frenzy. It's a kind of an underrated shark movie. 85 minutes long. Dread. Awesome freaking movie. Yeah, this movie deserved better. It should have gotten a sequel or a Netflix series or something, but now this guy's playing Butcher in The Boys, so yeah, Carl Urban. Great performance by him. We got Point Break, the original. I'm not going to see that sequel. I mean, that remake. I don't care because I just saw the Total Recall remake and it was awful. It's not the worst thing ever, but it wasn't necessary. It needed an R rating. This is an R rating. You're not going to do better than that. Done by Catherine Bigelow. Roberta Mothra 1, 2, and 3. I just got this on Amazon a few months ago. I really enjoy these films. They're not as good as the Godzilla films, but they're cute. They're more for kids, but it's cute. Good practical effects, Japanese, cool-looking kaiju. Star Trek 4. Rest in peace, Nichelle Nichols. I have to watch this some other time because The Voyage Home, because I miss you so much. You just passed away at 89. I miss you immensely. Love you. I hope you're not suffering anymore. The Avengers. Yes, one of my favorite films of all time. I saw this in the theater twice. I love this movie. It still holds up 10 years later. It is a masterpiece of cinema for superhero movies. It gave me exactly what I wanted. 6 superheroes from Marvel together at last in a kick-ass sci-fi action spectacle that still holds up. And the next 2 films have a long way to go because they have to follow up with those last 4 Avengers movies. Captain America Civil War, aka Avengers 3, but before Infinity War came out. Great sequel. Love this movie so much. I'm going to say that a lot. Winter Soldier, great sequel. Love the first. I really like the first Captain America movie, but this is where it's at, man. This movie was like, the tone was like The Dark Knight, in a way. And it's a great sequel. Still holds up. First Avenger, great. Avengers Age of Ultron, love this movie. I just did a podcast for this a few months ago. It is fantastic. It is long, but like I said, it's a great sequel. And I loved seeing this in the theater. Infinity War. Oh, yes. This movie gave me the thrill of a lifetime until we got to the ending. But then, 1 year later, we got one of my favorite films of all time right next to the first Avengers, Endgame. This movie will never be topped. No matter how good Kang's Dynasty is or Avengers 6, this movie was so epic. Even when they were talking, I was just like, what's going to happen next? What's going to happen next? Nowadays, movies are just too long. They saw this movie and said, wow, that movie made almost $3 billion. Let's make every movie 3 hours now. Don't do that, guys. You're not going to top this. The Batman was great, but it could have been much shorter. It could have been. And so could the Snyder Cut and Wonder Woman 84 and all these other movies. They're trying to be like this. You're not going to top it. Sorry. That's just the way it goes, guys. We're almost done. Hopefully. American Assassin. I did a podcast for this. I think it's underrated. Gorgeous women in this movie. A Canadian chick. You got Sanaa Lathan. I've always found that woman desirable. Even to this day. Just black and beautiful and just mwah. I love it. Skin Trade. Yes, this is a very dark movie. Josh, I know. You don't have to tell me in the comments. This movie's dark, but it's a good action movie with Dolph Lundgren and Tony Jaa. And the beautiful Selena Jade. Yeah. If you've seen Arrow, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Mwah. Heterosexuality all the way. Detective Pikachu. This was a delight. I watched this in the theater last year. So funny. It's cute. I love the Pokemon games. Ryan Reynolds did a great job as Pikachu. Can't wait to see a sequel or spin-off or whatever. It hit the right notes for me. 12 Rounds 2, Reloaded, starring Randy Orton. It is what it is, guys. I rewatched it. I thought it was decent. 3 Days to Kill. I did a podcast for this. Screw Amber Heard. I watched this for Kevin Costner. And some of the action. I think it's underrated. McGee did a good job with this for what it is. Joker. Yes, this movie was freaking awesome. I loved watching this in the theater. It did not scare me off. The mental illness was pretty much, they did it well. Todd Phillips, I can't wait to see the sequel. I know the sequel's going to be different, but I want a different thing. I don't want the same thing as the DCU or the animated films or any of that. I want something different, and this was definitely different. This was like a fan film for me. 'Cause as a person that loves clowns, that's exactly what I needed. Studio Ghibli's Howl's Moving Castle, good anime. Lego Batman Family Matters. This is the one with Batwoman, unfortunately, but it's fun. I got this at Target a few years ago. Everything is awesome when you're part of a team. Yeah, the Lego movie, the first one. The sequel was disappointing. This one was cute and a lot of fun. Great references to Star Wars and the DC universe. A lot of good stuff in this movie. Lord & Miller did a great job with that. The Lego Ninjago movie. Not as good as the Lego movie, but still fun. And if you like Ninjago, it's good. It's just the celebrity voices were hit and miss for me. Oh, no. There they go. I shouldn't have done that. Thankfully, those Blu-rays are safe. Journey to the Center of the Earth, the 2008 version. It's also got the DVD and the 3D glasses. You got Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. Yes, Josh, I love this movie. This should have been my second favorite movie of 2015, not The Force Awakens, because it gave me what I wanted, despite its flaws. Hell Ride. Yeah, this is a good movie as well. It's a decent movie. I watched it again. Longest Ride. It's a very romantic. Yes, it's a romantic movie with Britt Robertson, who's beautiful, and Scott Eastwood, who does good in this film. The World's End. A funny movie, but like I said, Rosamund Pike, screw you. You're not funny. I see it for Nick Frost and Simon Pegg, and also the other guys are pretty funny too. King Gay, yeah, that's a very funny line in that movie. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Roderick Rules. Believe it or not, this is the first movie I ever bought on Blu-ray. It's funny, it's charming, and it got me out of a really dark place. I was very miserable that year, March of 2011. But this movie got me back, and it cheered me up, guys. It made me laugh. It made me smile in the theater. That's rare to do now, especially during the pandemic. But this movie was very, very cute. Dog Days. Not as good as the second one, but still funny. It's a good summer movie. I'm going to watch it again. It's been a couple of months. I did a podcast on this. McKenna, Shoots for the Stars. Yeah, this is a very cute movie. You know, I'm going to say it. This girl is cute now. But Jade Pettyjohn is beautiful now. She's grown. She's blossomed into a woman, and she is adorable. She's a woman now, guys. She's not a little girl anymore. This was 10 years ago. So cute. My dream girl. That's all I'm going to say. Walking with Dinosaurs. Yeah, this movie is pretty underrated. They just blasted it because it wasn't a documentary. But I like the film. It's fine. Miracle. This is a very, very patriotic movie. I love watching this movie. My mom said it was boring, but I'm a casual hockey fan, but as an American, this made me smile. That USA chant in the third act, it's beautiful. It's so patriotic, and it doesn't let up, and it's a great Disney movie. Invincible, not as good as that Miracle, but it's good. It's well made. These are the Disney Blu-rays I have that are not Marvel. Got Robin Hood, the animated version. It's good. Tinkerbell and the Lost Treasure. The best of the Tinkerbell sequels. Very, very beautiful animation. I love this animation. May Whitman is adorable as Tinkerbell. This is the third one. Not as good, but it's still cute. The Tinkerbell and the Great Fairy Rescue. I got this for free through the Disney points. Earth to Echo, a cute little film that I saw in the theater a few years ago. It's basically E.T. with a robot, but it's nice. It's found footage, so it's probably why people didn't want to go see it. Batman Forever. Yeah, I really enjoyed this film. I got the real copy because, I don't get bootlegs. This is fun, man. This movie, Jim Carrey steals the show. He is just a riot and a half. By the way, I've seen your brain, freak. Shrek, the original. We don't need a fifth one. You're not going to do it better. This is the original Shrek, the best Shrek. 2, I think, is overrated. 3 is underrated, and 4 is underrated. But this is the best, the original Shrek. Star Trek Into Darkness. First half of it, this is good. The second half becomes a bad remake of Wrath of Khan. But it is well made for what it is. This is White House Down. Awesome movie. I did a podcast for this, I think, last year. It still holds up. It's very action-packed. Jamie Foxx and Channing Tatum are really fun. Great villain, James Woods, you know. And this movie's over 2 hours and I never feel it. Also, Joey King is in this. You know how I feel about her, Josh. This is a steelbook of the Pokemon movies, the first three. Pokemon 1, 2, and 3. The dub versions, widescreen. Great freaking, you know, animes for the time. This one got autographed, and I'll never forget it. James Arnold Taylor wrote on my Lego The Flash Blu-ray, "Jonathan, you're awesome. James Arnold Taylor, The Flash." It's nice of him to do that. I don't want Ezra Miller to sign this because he didn't do this. Still my favorite Flash movie until the 2023 movie comes out. Her, a good drama with Joaquin Phoenix. It proves that he can act. Besides Joker, he can still act as well. I didn't like him until I saw Joker, and I was like, wow, this guy actually can act. He's weird, but can act. Hang 'em High, a good Clint Eastwood movie from back in the day. This is when he was young. Premium Rush, underrated film. This did not deserve to bomb. It's a bicycle, you know, messenger that, you know, that does a really good job. Played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Michael Shannon's a good villain. He's intimidating here. He's not as over the top as Man of Steel. Jamie Chung is beautiful. The Spanish girl, she's there. She is there. King of Comedy, where they said that the Joker was inspired from. This and Taxi Driver. It's a good Scorsese film. And it's not 2.5 hours. It's only an hour and 49 minutes. Really funny. Jerry Lewis is great in the film. Robert De Niro gives a great performance. It's shot really well. And it's creepy. And this is a PG movie. Not R. PG. Because it's not as violent as Scorsese's recent films. The Gun in Betty Lou's Handbag. Fun movie. Decent. I don't like the guy in it. But, you know, I do like... the lead chick is beautiful. Penelope Ann Miller. William Forsythe. Kathy Moriarty. She's great. And Alfred Woodard. Good. The women in this movie are worth watching. So that's a plug-in for Josh if he wants to see that. This is what Chips should have been. Let's Be Cops. This movie's so funny, man. I like this even more than Keanu because these two, Damon Wayans and Jake Jr. and Jake Johnson, great chemistry together. They really do hit the sweet spot of comedy for me. Careful, careful, careful. Here got The Vow and Dear John. I still need to see The Vow. I heard it wasn't that great, but you know, you got a beautiful Rachel McAdams. She's always nice to look at. Anchorman. I still have to see this. I just bought this, so. The Mummy trilogy. The three that count. The Brendan Fraser movies. The Mummy. Mummy Returns and Mummy 2 with the Dragon Emperor, which is still fun. I watched it just a month ago, and it was fun to watch again. V.I. Warshawski. For Kathleen Turner. She's going to be in my college soon in a few months. Beautiful actress. The voice of Jessica Rabbit. Still a part of me. Secret of Nim, the original. Yeah, because I've heard that the sequel was shit. But this is the good one by Tom Bluth. I heard it's one of his best films. I haven't seen it yet, but they have it on streaming, so I could probably watch it there. Friends with Kids with the always adorable, yes, Kristen Wiig, Josh. If you've seen my videos of what that woman's voice sounds like to me, yeah, it's a siren song. There's a big cast in that as well. We got more. We got Big Trouble Little China. Awesome freaking John Carpenter movie. Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. One of the best sequels. Great sequel. I saw the first one I saw in the theater. Just put that one in there for now. Mission Impossible 3. Underrated. Really fun movie. Introduction to Maggie Q. One of her breakout roles. She did this and then she did Balls of Fury, Live Free or Die Hard, etc. It's fun. The only good J.J. Abrams movie that he directed that he didn't fuck up. The first one, the original. Can't go wrong with the original. Doctor Strange. Great freaking movie. I did enjoy Multiverse of Madness. I think it's better than this one. But this was more simpler. And, Benedict Cumberbatch should have gotten an Oscar nomination. I know it's a superhero movie, but it's good. The incredible Burt Wonderstone. Yes, there's the beautiful Olivia Wilde, who I met. She's enchanting. This movie's pretty funny and underrated. It's a magic movie. It's like Harry Potter meets Now You See Me, but with a comedic spin. And I do like Steve Buscemi, Steve Carell, and Alan Arkin, and even Jim Carrey. He's weird in this movie. But again, it's Jim Carrey. The Longest Week. Guess why I got it for? Her. Enough said. The second season of Supergirl. Before this show went to crap in season 4, this was the last great season of the show. It was a great it was a good show. I love Melissa Benoist. I miss her, but she'll be back real soon. Love you, Melissa Benoist. Grown Ups. Yeah, this is a funny movie. Like David Spade cracks me up in this movie more than Adam Sandler, and it's his heart is in the right place. It does have some gross out humor and some stupid jokes, but when it's funny, it's funny. The sequel can bite my ass. I hated the sequel. The Protege. I'm going to do a podcast for this in a few weeks. Maggie Q is delicious, guys. Absolutely delicious. That woman can act. She's sexy, and she is one of the most beautiful Asian women I've ever seen in my life. Game Night. I just did a podcast for this one. This was funny. Still good. Rachel McAdams again. I'm a fan, guys. I am a fan. Spy. Good movie, but a little bit too long. Rose Byrne isn't funny, and I didn't like Melissa McCarthy's friend, but the rest of them were pretty funny. Jason Statham, Melissa McCarthy, very funny in this movie. And the action was good, and it was R-rated, so it is what it is. Something Borrowed, a cute romantic comedy from 2011. I think it's underrated. It's not that bad. I've seen way worse than this. Brick Mansions. I Miss You, Paul Walker. Thank you for giving us this. It's a remake. It's fun. I think it was overlooked. The Commuter. I did a podcast for this months ago. This is actually a decent action thriller. Not as good as Taken or Nonstop, but still better than some of Liam Neeson's recent films. The Road Warrior. The best Mad Max movie. Yes, I said it. I haven't seen Fury Road because it's more about Furiosa and the girls. But this is with Mel Gibson. It's the best one he's done. Period. I do enjoy the first one, and I think Beyond Thunderdome is underrated. Peppermint. Underrated film. Jennifer Garner kicks ass in this movie. She is good. It's not that long. And yeah, it's dark, but like I said, it's like Taken with a woman. November Man. Pretty fun. Well, it's graphic, but it's a good action thriller. Olga Kurylenko's beautiful in it. Bruce Lee's movies. This is really with him. This is The Way of the Dragon and some of the scenes in Game of Death, which he didn't complete. He did only a couple of scenes in that, but he's in this. It's not in Game of Death is a body double, and the scenes with him are actually him. Excuse me. You have Fearless and Unleashed with Jet Li. One is a period piece, and the other is a more recent film he did. With Bob Hoskins, rest in peace. I miss you, man. Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. I just rewatched this a few days ago. It's still decent. Not horrible. It's not even the worst of the franchise now that we have 9. To Live and Die in L.A. Yeah. Really, really good crime thriller. I don't like the ending, though. The ending kind of ruins it for me a little bit. Good Day to Die Hard. Yes, I know this movie is very, very flawed, but I like it for what it is. Here we got Hitman's Bodyguard. The first one. The first one is the best one. Second one I heard it was kind of just like there. The first one made me laugh. Samuel Jackson and Ryan Reynolds just cracked me up in this movie. You got Untraceable, a good crime thriller. This is very dark. Don't see this on a date. You might scare somebody. But Diane Lane is fantastic here. She's the reason I watched this movie. Because it's basically, if you thought 50 Shades of Grey was hard to watch, this is harder to watch because it feels more real. That's a freaking fantasy simulation that's not even real. Here, this is hardcore. Makes The Dark Knight look like a kid's movie. Red 2, underrated. I did this podcast for this movie a few months ago. This is fun to rewatch. It really is a fun sequel. I miss Bruce Willis. Thank you for all your years of entertainment, Bruce Willis. Even the bad movies you made, at least sometimes you're trying. Copland, good Stallone movie. Death Race 2050. Yeah, I did a podcast for this, I think, last year. This movie is nuts. This makes Mad Max Fury Road look tame in comparison. This movie's absolutely colorful and crazy and R-rated and just goofy. Here's a Spy Game. It's a good film. I do like this film. It's very slow, but it is a well-made movie. Django Unchained. Way too long, but it is a good Tarantino Western. I like this one better than Hateful Eight because that movie was making me laugh, and I don't know why. There's a scene where Kurt Russell vomits, and I know that's supposed to be disgusting, but he just does it in such an over-the-top way. I prefer this one. Magic Mike. I'm not gay, I promise. This is a good movie, drama with Channing Tatum. The dancing is actually really well done. For guys dancing, it's not as gay as it looks. SEAL Team 8 with Tom Sizemore, where he's not coked up. It's a pretty decent performance for what it is. $40 minutes, damn. The Marine 3. I like this movie. I think this is the best Marine sequel with The Miz. He's good in this film. Horrible Bosses 2. Screw the first movie. I didn't like the first movie. This is the one that made me laugh. As sexual and as crass as this movie can be, it still made me laugh more than the first one. Jennifer Aniston, good God. In this one, she's not as rapey as in the first one. In this movie, she'll have sex with anybody. The Legend of Billie Jean. Yes, with Supergirl herself, Helen Slater. She's a good actress. I like this movie. It's not an action film, though. It's more of a coming-of-age drama. Copycat. Really hardcore stuff. Sigourney Weaver and Holly Hunter's gorgeous accent. See? I like accents too, Josh. She plays a detective in this, and she's so good in this. Olympus Has Fallen. Good movie. I like this movie. Gerard Butler kicks ass. Good action. R-rated. Die Hard in the White House. Twice. Drive. This is the 2011 version. This movie is freaking fantastic. It's shot beautifully. It's a great performance by Ryan Gosling. Why this guy hasn't got an Oscar nomination is beyond me. He's a good actor and they keep ignoring him. He's Canadian. Give him a chance. The Ties That Bind. No one's ever heard of this movie. It's a thriller from the 90s. So some of you weren't even born when this came out. This is the only digibook I have of all Quiet on the Western Front. Yes, I enjoy this movie. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I got the Blu-ray. I enjoy this movie. It's nuts. But you know what, Josh? As a fan of clowns, I rented this first, and then I saw it, and I loved it. It's campy, but it's for me. World War Z. I did a podcast for this. I enjoyed this movie. Even the PG-13 cut. Vampires Suck. A very underrated movie. Yes, it's a stupid film, but Jen Prosk is gorgeous, guys. I can't say enough about her. Just look at that face. I'm going to see Ambulance for You. It's a cameo, but, you know, Josh should have told me she was in it because she's just unbelievably gorgeous, man. Even to this day. Tremors, the best one. The first one. Rest in peace to Fred Ward. I think he just passed away. Yeah, we still got Michael Gross and Reba McEntire. And, of course, the great Kevin Bacon. Fun movie. This is It Follows. This is without the cover. This is the disc. It's a lot of movies. I have a lot of movies on Blu-ray. Mostly Ghostly. This is the Have You Met My Girlfriend? Yeah, Bella Thorne's not good in this, but I do like the rest of the cast. Madison Pettis, Ryan Ochoa, Rashawn Fagan. He does fine here. It is what it is. I like to watch it for Halloween. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. One of the greatest westerns of all time. It's just way too long, though. Oh my God, this movie's long. This movie feels like it's 4 hours long. And there's a commentary for this. Woo! This movie is freaking... If you can sit through this movie, you can sit through almost anything. Percy Jackson 2, the Sea of Monsters. Underrated. I think this is a fun movie. It's PG, but it's for kids. It's not even on Disney Plus anymore. They only have the first one. Second one is on HBO Max. The Pink Panther 2, speaking of underrated sequels. I do like this movie. Ole! Yeah. Man, Steve Martin just cracks me up in that movie. Blades of Glory. This is not as gay as it looks. It's figure skating. It's funny. It's really funny. Will Ferrell and John Heder, they have good chemistry. Middle School, the movie. I did not expect this movie to be as heartfelt as it was. Because the twist in this movie gets you. It's a Shyamalan twist. But in a good way. And Isabella is adorable. The two guys can act. This movie has a twist you are not going to see coming. Trust me. When I first saw it, I'm like, what? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 2007 movie. It's got the DVD as well. Because I really enjoy this. This is the first Ninja Turtles movie I ever saw in the theater. And they look right. They're in the freaking movie. And it's fun. It's dumb, but it is what it is. The cartoon was not... The 1987 cartoon was not exactly high art. Let's get to these. Baggage Claim. Funny movie. Jackie Chan's First Strike. I think this is Super Cop. I think this is Police Story 3 or something like that. John Wayne is Cahill. United States Marshal. Hitchcock. A good movie with these actors portraying the characters in Psycho. Pirates of the Caribbean 4 on Stranger Tides, my favorite sequel. No Orlando Bloom, no Keira Knightley, just Johnny Depp and a bunch of new characters. It was fun for what it was, and it's one of the shortest. 3 is way too freaking long. Pirates of the Caribbean 5, the last one of the franchise. I don't need another one. Dead Men Tell No Tales. Johnny Depp is the reason to watch this. Him, not the girls. Most of these girls were just not for me. Reanimator, good horror movie from the 80s. John Wick, I'm going to rewatch this soon because he's a badass character. And 4, I'm looking forward to it. Mission Impossible Fallout, still one of the best sequels. Hopefully Dead Reckoning Part 1 is really good and Part 2. I'm looking forward to it, Josh. I know you're not because of the delays. The delays will never kill my joy. Get Shorty, a funny comedy by Barry Sonnenfeld. City Slickers, another funny comedy. The original. The Other Boy, the other guys, not the other boys. Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg have good chemistry in this. Then they did, Daddy's Home 1 and 2. I like the first Daddy's Home. John Wick 3. I have the second one around here. I'll show it. Awesome sequel. I love this. This movie was a little long, but man, the action is so good. You got Public Enemies. Johnny Depp movie. Crime thriller that's actually not so bad. Parental Guidance. A funny PG family film. You can watch this with your family. Expendables 2. Great sequel. Should have ended there because 3 was garbage. John Wick 2. Here it is. Chapter 2. Awesome. Saw this in the theater and I had a great time. Rambo 4. Whew. This movie is violent. Good God, this movie is violent. Never see this movie with your family because they're going to see the blood and be like, oh my God. Yeah, it's that kind of a movie. It is insanely violent. It's like violent porn. Twister, a very good disaster movie. I don't care what the nostalgia critic says. This is a great freaking movie. The effects, Bill Paxton, Helen Hunt, lovely. Philip Seymour Hoffman, great. Furious 7, yeah. I miss you, Paul Walker. It should have ended with this one. In my opinion. Fast 5. I'm going to rewatch this again soon, too. Taken. The only good Taken movie. The sequels are garbage. Don't watch them. This is the one you should watch. The one and only Taken. The sequels took my time. First Blood, the first Rambo movie. One of the best 80s action films of the early 80s. And yeah, Stallone is great. It's never over! That speech he gives at the end is fantastic. Mockingjay Part 1. Yeah, Part 2, my sister has that one. This is the only one I have on Blu-ray. I think I have the second one as well. I'm getting to that. We're almost done. Here's Catching Fire. Great sequel. Here's a Another Disney movie, Eight Below. It's a good movie. I did like it. I miss Paul Walker a lot. The dogs are real. It's really heartfelt. The Bourne Identity. I just rewatched this just a few hours ago. It is still good. It's not a great film, but it's a good action thriller, spy thriller. Bambi 2. A pretty good midquel. I like this movie. It's not as downbeat as the first one. It's cute. Good hand-drawn animation by Disney before they sold out. The Scooby-Doo films. They are what they are. They're not great, but they're watchable. Sleeping Beauty, the original. Not Maleficent or Maleficent 2. This is the original Sleeping Beauty. Disney's certified classic. Little Rascals. Save the Day. Cute movie. Epic. Decent animated CGI film. Basically Ferngully, but with leaf people instead of fairies. I like the voice cast mostly. It's a beautiful looking animated film. And last but not least, best for last, I guess, Godzilla King of the Monsters. So that's all the Blu-rays I have. I also have Looper and Leatherheads, but I couldn't find them. But these are pretty much most of what I have. 51 minutes. Oh my god, it's my longest video. But I do like this film. I think it's underrated. It should not have bombed. I do prefer Godzilla vs. Kong, though, because less Millie Bobby Brown is always good. That's my Blu-ray collection, guys. Hopefully it'll grow some more. Thanks for watching. Take care, and my next parts will be DVDs, box sets, TV shows, etc. Thanks for watching. I hope you can stomach this whole 51 minutes. Take it easy.